Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. This, of course, is a D. Everyone will recognise it. This is not the actual one that you're going to get, but we just have had announced from Hero Collectors, who are the ones who do the Starship Collections models and books and stuff, toys. They're doing a Build the Enterprise D series. So it'll be a Partworks series. It's going to be 120 issues, 4 issues a month for 30 months. It's going to be $12.90 plus postage. So at the minimum, if you can pick it up without actually paying postage, I'm not sure how to do that. It's going to be $1,548. I've heard people quoting $1,800, so I'm guessing that's the basic postage in the US. Here in Australia, I'm guessing it's going to cost $20 and it'll be at newsagents and I'll be able to subscribe, but I don't know yet because I just heard about it today and apparently it's coming out in March 2021. And I don't know how I feel about it because I instantly recognised it. Well, not instantly, I had to look at the back. It appears to be there was a etched brass model that was pre-painted and pre-lit that was released a decade or so ago of the D. It was about 27 inches long. This one is about 17. The other one is about 27, so it's about this long, this much longer. So it's about a third bigger or longer. And that one was nice. I would have bought it if I had the money back then. But when I actually looked at it, it's got the same problem this one does. Because this one, although pretty sure it's dead, yeah, it's not working. At the back where they have to fit the wiring in for the nacelles, this is thicker than it needs to be, and it's got the same problem. Even though it's a lot bigger, it's got the same problem where it's just too wide and it doesn't look accurate to the actual model. And the other thing that really hurts it is under here, this little section here above the deflector dish. It's a really nice little curved shaped little section, and I don't know, it's always sort of noticeable on this kit because normally what they do when they make it is they have this top panel all one part, so the shape isn't disrupted and it's sort of nice and smooth and there's no cuts or lines. But in this one, they basically, instead of using the natural line along here, they actually start a line here that runs across here and ruins that natural line. And it goes right along here. It just really looks like it's just stuck together. So this is wrong. That's ugly. The good thing about it is the paint. They've actually matched the paint. Now, the original model, which I had for years, because I did a really good job of, if I do say so myself, I painted every single window, all 1,000 of them, and I painted every other panel with a gloss paint, because the original model was modelled in a fairly accurate colour because the original ship was 2 different colours, kind of a blue-green and a lighter green, and they moulded it in the darker blue-green. I guess you were supposed to paint on the lighter blue panels because it would be easier to get that colour. I just coloured them, painted them, because these have raised panel lines instead of receding lines like they would have really been, and I just painted every one gloss, which is sort of more like the A refit, but still not, because it was different coloured pearlescent paints. But I did that, and I had it out for years, and I was really happy with it. Unfortunately, I had it out so much that it discoloured, and the top turned green. The underside stayed the original blue, but the top went green. So I eventually bought this toy, which is painted one flat sort of kind of dull grey sort of blue sort of colour. And the big problem with the D toys and models is they go really drastic and they make the different colours of the panelling of the Aztec panelling either really dark blue and light blue, or really, really dark blue-grey and like a medium blue-grey, and it just looks like this dark checkerboard. It just looks awful. There was one done, it was a 7-inch one. I can't remember the names of the companies. It's probably good I don't because I'm trashing them. It looked like a checkerboard. It was awful. I don't know why I bought it, but I have it. I also have the old diecast model from, was it Galoob from the 1980s, and the ATM Ertl model, and this one. And they didn't do a Bandai snap together pre-lit pre-painted one like they did with the A and the E and the Voyager, which is a pity because those were really nice. They're a little small, but they're really beautiful. I have a line of Enterprises on my bookshelf up there. It's all my favourite ones, but I've got like the models and the toys of pretty much all of them, except I never got the D toy from Playmates because it looked like crap, just like the E looked like crap. The original series one didn't look as bad, but none of them were great. The first two ones they made from Next Gen, the alien ships, the Romulan Warbird and the Vorchar, look really beautiful, but the rest of the toys they made were just crap. I never bought any of them. I just played with the models instead. But this one, I'm not sure about it because, like I said, the paint job is really great. They seem to have matched the colours, and it actually really looks like the colours of the studio model, not how it appeared on screen, because they filtered out some of the colour because we can't have colour on a ship, they all have to be grey, so they sort of filtered it down a bit and made it look just a kind of light kind of blue, but actually had a stronger colour. But they've matched the model, which is good. And painting this would be a nightmare. So I'm kind of thinking of getting it just to save painting one of my own. But the problem is it's only 27 inches. Now that may sound big, it may look bigger than this and big in its own terms, but when you compare it to the Enterprise and the Refit and the A, which I have, which I'm going to make one day, it's shorter. You can't have a D that's shorter than your A and your Refit. Now I understand they're not on the same scale, it would be twice the size, but at least has to be a little longer. So it should have been like 33, 34, 35 inches. 27 is not enough, it's too small. But in its own right, it might be beautiful. And I like the idea of part works. Now, I've started a bunch of part works. Normally I get the first issue just to see, because you get all the catalogues to see what it's going to be, and you get a view of everything that's going to be in it, and a preview of what it is. And you get some little free gift or some trinkety thing, and they're always really cheap to get you in. But I never continue them. I've never gotten a part works one past a few issues. I did a Dollhouse one for a while because I thought I could use all the parts because I was going to build a dollhouse of a film house. I won't say which one. And I thought I could use the parts for that. And then I started to realise that I could buy them cheaper in better condition than the ones I built myself. I kept the ones I built and made, and some of the ones that came in a later Dollhouse kit that I went a bit with as well because they had proper bought kits because they realised everyone thought the same thing I did and didn't finish the last one. So I started another one with pre-bought and pre-made kits, parts and stuff like that. I didn't finish that one either. And the Star Trek DVD ones, I just got the ones I needed. You get the first one and then you just get the ones you need. And with the graphic novels, same thing. They put them out of order and they do the whole different series and they just mix them all up to try and get you to subscribe and buy all the ones, even the ones you have that you don't need. I didn't do that. I don't play that shit. So I just got the ones I needed later. And a lot of the times they start these things and they don't finish them. So I've been really, really cautious about doing any part works. I've never done one all the way through. And I'm just wondering if I'm going to get this one because I think I could commit to her. She's beautiful, even though she's got some problems. I think this one's kind of desensitized me to having a fat ass on her. So, because she's already got curves, you know. We know the D's got curves, but, you know, she was never that thick. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should get it or not. What do you guys think? Who? I mean, I'm talking about however many people, but feel free to let me know what you think of it. I really want a kit that is about 35 inches that you can sit with the other Polar Lights kits and it's bigger, which makes sense in your head, even though you know it's a lot bigger than that. It just needs to be bigger than those kits. If you're gonna, otherwise it has to be displayed separately, and it's not sort of. I want it to be a part of something, part of a series. They can't do it in 1/350th scale like the Polar Lights ones, but if they could just do one that's bigger, it'd work better for me. So I really don't know. I don't know. Part of me making this video is I can't decide. I've got ages to decide. It's not coming out till March. Now Dan Curry gets his approval. He worked on the series, but and I should also mention it's based on, it's an amalgamation of all three models. They did originally ILM did a I think 6 foot model, and it was beautiful. And the idea was they were going to film a bunch of effects for the pilot with ILM, and then they were going to reuse them for most of the series and have another crew come in and just do additional work because they'd have the ship build and everything. And that kind of worked, but unfortunately, and I really hate these people for this, they basically said, it's too difficult to film, we can make a better one. because that's the kind of arrogance people have. They don't appreciate real beauty. That model was a piece of work, a piece of art. That was a piece of art. And they did the Star Wars thing to it where they thought, oh, we need to look bigger, so we'll put lots of bumps and lumps on it and raised paneling because that'll make it look bigger. That's like detail. Yeah, does the complete opposite. When you just have subtle detail, it gives it a scale and makes it look like, because if you look at a ship, like a sailing ship, you can't really see all the real little details and rivets. You just see some sort of elements of that detail. But no, they went and raised everything, and it looks like it's just made out of, it looks like it's crafted out of clay. It looks like they just stuck chunks of clay on it. And in HD, it looks awful. The 6-foot model looks amazing in HD in the remastered series, but the 4-foot one looks awful. And the 2-foot one, they just used that for when they wanted it small, and they didn't want to have the camera out in the car park to film it basically from far enough away because the other models were bigger. So that one doesn't really matter. But the idea is it's supposed to look like an amalgamation of all three of them, so it's true to the overall appearance of the ship, because unfortunately they did, like I said, 3 different models, and you watch one episode and you'll see 3 different ships and they're all different. And it stands out. That's why I like the first 2 seasons, because it's the same ship. When you get into the later seasons, and also that ship, not only was it bigger and better and just more a work of art, it's in the whole series. The other ones are only in the later seasons. So they really messed up when they did that, because I mean, if you put that in scale, the difference between the lines, the panels, is so huge. You could literally, if you're sitting on the deck, you could sit on it like a couch and hang your legs over. That's how drastic the paneling, the forced perspective paneling or whatever it's supposed to be on the ship is, and it just makes it look chunky and like it's made out of clay or something. And at least they didn't do that. They kept the good parts of both, and it actually is a nice model. The only issue is really some of the join lines are really obvious, and they put in some in really bad places, because if you work with the natural shape and the lines, they don't show up, and even if you notice them, you don't really notice them, but they've added in a couple which really don't work. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it originally was a model that you would just buy that was just a limited edition one. It was, I think, etched brass, pre-lit, pre-painted, and you could only buy it for a limited time. And apparently someone bought that mould, or the rights to that ran out, the exclusivity to that ran out, and now they've basically taken it apart and made it into a part works. So I don't know if I'm going to get it. I really don't know if I'm going to get it, because it's 2 years. I don't know if I went through all this. 120 issues, 4 a month, 30 months. It's going to end up being 1,800, 1,500, 1,800 for the overall build. People are saying you could hire a model builder to make one for you for cheaper than that. You could get other models and have them built for you for cheaper than that. Part of it that I like about it is the fact that it does take it's something that it's a project, it's ongoing. You sort of have something to look forward to every sort of week or month or whatever, depending if you're getting a delivery once a month or you're going to the newsagents once a week to get it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I've never finished a part works, and I made a video before, and this is my second one, and it's really hard to remember what I said earlier in this video versus what I said in the last video, so I might be repeating stuff, but I've never finished a part works. I usually start them all. I get the first issue just to see what's in them. Not planning to get any more. A couple I started and didn't finish. I don't know if I can commit to the whole thing and do it, because it is a lot of money. And I'm sure the same model will be available in some form later on as just a kit or something. But it's really hard to tell. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm not happy with this, because I hate the raised paneling here. It's the same as the AMT model. It should be receding. Technically it should be receding because there were lines between the panels, but that detail wouldn't be visible. So it really should just be different coloured painted panels, which is what that model is, which is why it is kind of beautiful when you look at the saucer. I don't know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do though is go, because I've been talking for nearly 15 minutes. I was trying to do an under 10-minute video and I couldn't do it. Oh, the thing I hate about this, these dark panels underneath here, never, I don't know what, they were never on the ship. They were never a part of it. I don't know why they do it like that. I mean, they were panels there, but they were not that dark. I don't know why they're darker than all the rest. They're different than the whole paint job. Ruins it. Fortunately, you don't see it and you kind of forget about it. But yeah, I just want a model of the ship that is beautiful, that there's no huge flaws, that I can just enjoy looking at. And I don't have one yet. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Will you get it? Do you like this one? Like, what one do you have? I have this and the ATM model, and I have the little checkerboard one, which looks, it's about 8 inches, and then the die-cast one from Galob from the 80s, or Galoob, and a couple little ones. They did some from, like, I don't know, Hot Wheels or something. But I've yet to find a large one that is accurate enough that I want to spend a fortune on. So I don't know if I'm going to get this, but it's interesting. I got excited for a minute till I looked at it closely, and now I'm not sure. But what do you think? Let me know. Bye.